Hey, Chuck Vosburgh here, and I wanted to comment on this whole Panera Bread thing because there's a good lesson in here for us, not only as individuals but as business owners, because both of the parties involved did everything right, in my opinion. So, just so you know what happened, there was an employee at Panera Bread. She did what she thought. I think anyway, what she thought was a funny video, just, exposing, how they make macaroni and cheese. So evidently the way they do it at Panera Bread, it comes pre-packaged in a pouch. They boil it in the pouch to heat it up, put it in the bowl, and then serve it. So anyway, the people in the video were laughing, so I think it was just kind of a funny thing, or so she thought. Well, her video went viral. And of course, Panera Bread wasn't too pleased about it. But here's what went right. Now, of course, the whole internet explodes and they're like, oh my God, the Panera Bread, I can't believe this. Like, come on. Do you actually think there's a chef back there carefully making macaroni? Like, no. Anybody that's ever worked in food service knows that a lot of times food is delivered that way and there's good reasons for it. So anyway, Panera Bread comes on. They're like, yeah, of course. Some of our food comes that way. It's either do it that way or we have to put preservatives in it, and we'd rather not have preservatives. So, fine. Question answered. They left it at that. Perfect response. They didn't comment on the young lady. They didn't say anything else. They just said, hey, look, that we don't talk about employee things publicly, and that's that. Well, the young lady was fired, which rightfully so, in my opinion. But then she did the right thing. Because, of course, the internet's all like, oh my God, that's wrongful termination. That's her First Amendment right. She should be able to say whatever she wants, blah, blah, blah. Well, she did the right thing. She came on and tweeted, I'm going to read this so I don't get it wrong. There was no wrongful termination. Having such long nails and my phone out is a risk to food safety and health regulations. Everything was completely justified. I made a mistake, I've learned from it, and I will always love Panera and their food. And then in a later follow-up, she wrote, I just want it to be known that I respect Panera and what the situation is. She added later, it was a mistake on my part, and there really isn't a way to take back the video. And she just left it at that, no more comments, which I thought was perfect. She acknowledged what happened, didn't put any blame on anybody, just acknowledged it, was positive about her former employer. Now, if I was Panera, I'd hire her back at a later date in a different position, because that is a perfect response, and she knows how to handle a big controversy like this, because she was put under the spotlight, and that could have gone either way. So the big takeaway for us as business owners is twofold. First, in my opinion, do not get involved in the emotions of it. Because the whole internet exploded with all these emotions. Most folks out there, they're typing away. They're all being ruled by their emotions. Well, don't get sucked into that. Just stick with the facts. Panera? Yeah, we do serve some of our food, or we get some of our food that way. We make it at a centralized location so it's consistent, blah, blah, blah. That's how we do it. Yeah. Left it at that. I mean, the fact is, the stuff's delicious. Who cares how it's prepared? I don't care what they do in the kitchen. That stuff tastes good. And then on the part of the employee, she acknowledged it, didn't put any blame anywhere else, just left it at that. It was perfectly handled on both parties. So if you find yourself in a situation where there's people that are unhappy and you've made a mistake, acknowledge it. Say what you're going to do in the future to fix it if it's possible. In her case, it wasn't. And leave it at that. Problem solved, and the whole thing goes away. And both parties took the high road. So I'm really impressed with Panera Bread, and I'm really impressed with Ms. Ramirez and how she handled that, because, most people a lot higher up in the corporate structure in this country do not have anywhere near the ability to handle crisis like that. So anyway, my hat's off to both of them. I just wanted to comment on it. Hey, I go to Panera and get some macaroni and cheese. That stuff's delicious. So take care. Bye-bye.